Markus Buchheit isn't your typical MEP. The AFD politician is taking on Brussels bureaucracy, EU overreach and the censorship machine. And he's not afraid to ruffle feathers along the way. From free speech battles to exposing globalist power plays, Markus is here to reveal all.
Elon speaking out in favor of our party. It was important for us to see that the common narrative certain mainstream media try to put, which is that the AfD stands isolated, nobody is supporting our cause, etc., that this narrative was not correct. He was somebody who spread our word, who made it very clear to the people in the US to say, look, these guys at the AfD, whatever you might hear about them from the mainstream media, they are not as crazy as they are depicted. They have a point on various political matters, as for example, migration politics, as for example, when it comes to economy and stuff. Those people who claim to be defending democracy actually don't defend democracy. These are words, this is a vocabulary of liars. The guys who speak out in favor of peace, they don't want real peace in Ukraine, for example. Those guys who want to say, we want to defend democracy, we want to make people's voices heard. Yes, they want to make people's voices heard, but only their own voices, only their left-wing voices. They don't have respect and they don't want everybody to be heard, and they especially don't want any political change. So as soon as you get to the point where you have a political change, in that very moment, the political establishment strikes back. And you have to see one important thing, and that is these guys know that their time is over. They have all their people there in jobs. You know, these guys are completely unable to take any kind of normal job in the free economy, for example. They are stuck within the political system. So they cannot allow themselves to lose power. And as they are fighting for survival, they will take whatever it costs to stay in power and whatever it costs to fight us. And that might be turning back elections, for example. They don't see any conflict with democracy. They don't even doubt that their views are wrong. That is very important to consider right now. They are in a fight for their own survival, and we are in a fight for making these countries great again, because you have corruption in the system. You have a political elite that tries to stay in power at whatever cost, and they don't really care about what's going on to the people. So this is not their problem. Their problem is, how do we stay in power? And they will take whatever it means. We have around 20% of people voting for, or who have voted for the AfD, a little bit more. But I think we need to have more percents. And as soon as we have a higher percentage, you will see real political pressure going onto the CDU. The problem right now for the CDU is they can't take a stronger step towards controlling migration, controlling the borders, closing down the borders and stuff, as long as they are together with the SPD, with the socialists. They are a socialist party. They are left-wing guys. They don't want closed borders. They don't want a change towards conservative, pragmatic politics. Right now, we have politics of continuation as long as they can. And I think Friedrich Merz did not only do a great mistake towards the German people, he also did a great mistake towards his own party, because you still have a lot of conservative people inside the CDU. He will sooner or later maybe also destroy his own party if he continues going that way, because you already have a lot of voices inside the CDU that said, yes, we want to have a more pragmatic politics, and that is only possible with the AfD. During the last 30 years, you had the establishment of various oligopoles or monopoles in our societies. One was a political oligopole, if you want. That means that the political system was divided between conservatives, CDU, socialists, Greens, and maybe some liberals. And they basically divided the country. Everything is split between those four parties. Now you had a similar structure inside our media system. And that means that the Socialist Party is controlling a lot of our print media, governing the common narrative inside the society. They had a monopoly on the opinion. And now you have suddenly alternative media, social media coming up, put this common narrative, this monopoly into question. And surely this is something they want to go against. And the DSA is just one tool to go against these differing opinions. And it's just one tool in order to make certain voices unheard, to mute certain voices and certain criticisms about the current governmental course. And so I see the DSA as a big threat for our democracy. I see the DSA, among other tools, as one big threat to our freedom of speech. And yes, it is something we have to abolish, because if we want true democracy, we have to allow true freedom of speech. good thing about our party, about the AfD, is that we don't permanently have to change our party program like other parties have to do. So that means we still stick to the same aims, goals, and ideas that we have had during the last 10 years. That means we want a safer country, we want a stable economy, which is based on a free economy, free enterprises. We want to stick to our course of pragmatism. We don't see the need for changing any of our party ideals or to change even our party program as a whole. There's just no need for that. It has proven to be very pragmatic, very realistic. We already saw the problems coming up that we are faced with right now. Years ago, a decade ago, actually, we already saw about what was going to happen inside Germany, what was going to happen to our social structure and interior safety of our people too. Nobody actually believes that this government is going to last. By being realistic, by being trustworthy, by staying trustworthy, by staying pragmatic, as we do right now, we have really good chances of ending up first next time. So people are tired of this one-sided road, if you want. They want diversity, they want freedom of speech, they want differing opinions as well. What we see is that social media is permanently on the rise right now, and traditional media is declining. And I think this is a trend that will keep up during the next years as well. If you want true democracy, you need true freedom of speech. And this true freedom of speech is something we cannot get with the established media right now, which we need to do, which we need to fight together with the social media and alternative media, obviously.
Hello, I'm Adele, and here's a weekly crypto update on 69X. Bitcoin has been on a roller coaster, trading around 83K after hitting a 4-month low below 78K earlier this week. Analysts warn of potential further declines amid ongoing market volatility. The UAE is making bold moves in the crypto space. Abu Dhabi's MGX investment firm has taken a $2 billion stake in Binance, signaling the UAE's ambition to become a crypto hub. They've also introduced AE Coin, a stablecoin backed by the UAE dirham. In the US, the Senate Banking Committee passed the Genius Act, establishing a regulatory framework for stablecoins. This bipartisan effort aims to legitimize and foster growth in the crypto sector. Meanwhile, Russia is reportedly using cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ether, and Tether in oil trades with China and India to bypass Western sanctions. This marks a significant shift in global trade practices. On the regulatory front, the US SEC is reconsidering a proposal that would have required some crypto firms to register as crypto trading systems, indicating a potential shift toward more lenient oversight. And that's all for this week on 69X. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.